friends, hope you are doing great. It's Jen. Did you already apply for Cheveners scholarship? If you did, which means now you're waiting for the result. Congratulations, you made it here today. Today we have interview with Vân. Actually, it's a long time ago, but I lost the audio file. And thank Vân again for an inspiring story. One of the things she emphasized was she didn't have a lot of experience about leadership roles in any organization, but then she had her own definition about leaders, and she said she's been looking for future potential leaders. That's a great point. So that's what she just shared about a project that she did before she had the team, and most importantly, she shared about her desire of being a leader, to help other people, to lead their lives, to make a difference in the world. I hope you enjoy the interview and pick up big ideas. Most importantly, take action upon it, make it happen, my friend. Make a difference every single day, and cannot wait to see you until the next video. And stop loving, living, and giving every moment of life. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to continue our long, enjoyable journey. And don't forget to share with other people, to empower each other in our journey in life, to make a difference every single day. Love you, and thanks Vân again for a great interview.
How is life over there? Can you share with us, like, maybe 3 things that you feel like wow when you arrive in UK and you never like thought it would be like that?
Well, if I can describe UK in general and Brighton in particular in 3 words, I would say diversity, green, and hospitality. So I say it is green because when I just arrived the Gatwick airport and then I took a train to Brighton, I was so surprised that all the surroundings were very green and beautiful, and I really love the nature in the UK. And diversity is very obvious. Every time I went out of my house, I saw a lot of people from many different countries, and in my university as well. And I have a lot of friends from all over the world, and I have learned a lot from them because we share culture, we share knowledge and experience. So I think I can say that the life in the UK has been very good to me.
Okay, so do you have any story that like you still remember until now, like a really interesting, funny story that you, oh, that is the one that I want to share if anyone asks me about how is the UK?
Oh, that's why I mentioned hospitality. So I have very like special trip to Bath. It's a city in beautiful city in the UK. So I traveled to Bath with one of my friends, and because we missed the train, so we arrived Bath at midnight. And unfortunately, I tried to call my hotel, but they didn't open, and they didn't show up at all, and they didn't open the door for us. So we was outside at midnight at 2 a.m. And it was raining. It was very, very cold. So I was kind of scared, and I tried to call at the hotel in the city, but no hotel was open at that time. And finally I had to try like everything I can. So I tried to knock the door of the only one house that is still lightning at midnight. So luckily the owner of the hostel, it was a restaurant. The restaurant opened the door and let me inside. He was so kind. He tried to give us milk and tea and ask us if we were okay, and I was very grateful to his help and his kindness.
Wow, thank you for sharing that beautiful story. Like, you don't know how you can manage a situation when you didn't
Yes.
ask like that, right? So you just like call everyone you know the door of like a stranger and stranger cares. Wow.
I couldn't understand why the hotel didn't answer me, but it was finally interesting because I met a very Thai guy.
Yeah. You
So
stay in touch with him? Like
yeah,
really?
I after that I sent a card to say thank you,
Wow. I
and
just feel like that's beautiful because like you probably you don't know how beautiful and how kindness people have until this situation happens. So thank you for that, and yeah, you handle it. Also like everything happened for a reason, a good reason, right? Okay,
yeah.
so that is wonderful. Now the UK going well, and one more thing, our friend has some questions for you, and we believe you're gonna share a lot today. So, could you share a bit about what did you do before you come to the UK, or let's say, what did you choose tuning? I believe that you had a really wonderful job before, and you just like gave up everything and tuning and the UK. So, what was the reason? Yeah, what are the reasons?
um, Actually, since I was a little girl, I have I always have had an ambition, a dream to go to the world and learn about the world, learn about everything outside my tiny country. And when I was at the university, I started working for INGO in Vietnam to help the poor people to improve the environment situation in Vietnam and many other projects. So I decided that I will follow the path which is working for development projects in NGOs in Vietnam. And after graduating from university, I started working for Save the Children and Animals Areas. And but I feel that I still needed a formal education, which will give me the theories, economic theories, development theories, and understand the debates about development theories and every other issues over the world. So and I did a research on where I could study development study or governance and development, and I found a very good university in the UK, which is a University of Sussex, that I'm studying now, and the Institute of Development Study in University of Sussex is one of the best institute that trained development practitioners and researchers in the world. And because I wanted to study in the UK, which has the outstanding education system, so I get access to Cheveners scholarship, and moreover, Cheveners scholarship has such a very amazing network which connect all the Cheveners scholars and alumni and professor and practitioners from many different areas. So yeah, that is one of the reasons that I
Wow,
chose.
thank you. So it's interesting that you decided what to study first before you decided to choose achievement, right? So it's like you know exactly what you need to study to realize ambition and really helping people. So the people in the NGO, they felt very sad when you left, I suppose. What do you think? The people
Excuse
in the
me?
NGO that you work before, like, did you think they really want you to come back and work for them one day after that? Or what do you think?
I think they would welcome me to come back, but I think I won't get any opportunity that come to me and that help me to contribute to the fullest to the communities after I come back.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, so you chose a university first, and then you, how did you know about Chile? Like your friends or you just
I knew about Cheveners from alumni. Actually, I have lots of friends uh, who know about Chevening, and especially I have my sister
Yeah.
who
Okay, yeah.
who were Chevening scholars in 2013, and she also chose to study in University of Sussex, and yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah, I just really want to
that's,
like emphasize here because
and I can see that she has changed a lot
oh,
because of Chevenings, and Chevenings scholarship is one of life-changing opportunity for her. She has changed a lot, and the knowledge and skills that she studied in the UK has helped her a lot in her work and helped her to contribute back to Vietnam.
wow. I really want to emphasize two things from what you have shared. First thing about like the generation and generation, like continuous improvement, like from your sister and past you, and then probably in the future your son, your daughter, I don't know, and your relatives. So I think
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing. Like we actually we learn from the people who are like experienced, and we kind of like follow the path of success, and like a life change experience. So could you share what do you think the most important thing that your sister changed? I don't wanna tell like hopefully she's gonna not get mad if I ask her. I'm curious.
Oh, that's a big question. But I can see her like sh- she has now her thinking is more critical.
Oh yeah, important.
Yes,
Like think bigger, right? And like
yeah,
act
big
bigger.
out of the box and
Right.
more critical.
Wow, that's a beautiful thing. I think that is one of
You
the
can see that the one of the weaknesses in the Vietnamese education system is that it make people think in one way, and
right.
like learn from the book, we learn from the teacher what teacher said is true, is correct. But here we is taught to study, like we can read different sources, and the professors is never
Yeah.
like always sure, so we just listen to them and then read book and then form our own thinking, our own ideas.
Yes. I think it's so true when you just share about like being outside the box and being critical and creative, and it's really important to be able to think. So it's like if you can think, if we can think, and this is the thing to change and to make a difference because there's a lot of things out there, but then if we can think and we can bring out our ability, yeah. So that is one of the things that our friend, if not still thinking about coming to study with the Chevening or not, think about that. Believe that is a life change experience because I think the education in UK really makes people think and really take responsibility for their life and just make a difference. So beautiful. Hopefully I can have chance to come with your sister one day also. And maybe in the future your turn. I don't know. So let's share with us about how you convince people about your leadership in the education because a lot of friends ask me how to like stand out in leadership skill and also networking skill. So what were the main point that you mentioned when you
Actually, I didn't have a lot of leadership skills when I applied for the Chevening scholarship because I'm still quite young to apply, and I just had about 2 years experience when I applied. But actually, I told them about my potential. My example is when I joined an international conference on climate change, and I had a chance to lead a group of people to do a survey on climate change village, which is a project in that country. And because the group that I managed were people from many different countries, and they were very talented, and I had to use the technique like it's kind of democratic leadership. So I encourage people to share the ideas and their knowledge. And as a leader, I will be the person that always keep people on topic and gather the ideas and try to create a flexible and comfortable environment so that people will be more like willing to share their knowledge and ideas and contribute. But when I have to reject one of the idea, I have to try to find a way that their idea is okay, is good, but in this situation we have to do another way.
Okay, so that's one of the thing that we can learn from your sharing. I think like that's the time we talked in that last interview that we can build our leadership skill, and as you said, we can share the potential. Yeah, how potential we are. Just
Yeah.
find like a really clear example and specific example like that, and they can see the potential. Then
Yeah, I think they like the interviewer. My interviewer told me that they were not looking for a prime minister.
yep,
They were looking for a person with potential. So try to find activities or experience that show your potential. It can be in your daily life. It is not necessarily your working experience.
wow, it's really like valuable sharing, because I believe like there's a lot of friends don't even apply because they think, oh, they are not my leader, but we are looking for like the potential leader, and just like give like one small example and one particular example. Yeah, maybe it's just like say like I think I am really good at managing in my family. Like I don't know, anyone.
Like me, like you lead a group of your friends to climb on Fancy Pang or something.
Yeah, it's so true. I think it
Yes,
takes a lot of time and effort, and it's a leadership skill. It's even
yes,
leadership.
exactly,
Wow.
exactly. How you support, how you encourage people to fulfill a goal.
Yeah. So be specific and just be your honest about
Be
your story.
yourself.
And I remember like last time that shared with us about he talked about he had his friends in his university to like think, and he's like he mentored this friend in the university that he used to study, and it's like that. It's like you can just share what you have on people, and in the situation like you are leader or you are team or you are presenter, it's gonna be great. Yeah. So what about the networking? Yeah, networking. I really you work in NGO, so you would have a really good network. How did you convince the networking? Yeah.
Well, when I answer the question about networking, at first this is a very specific sharing. So I at first uh, try to tell the interviewer my own definition or my about networking. So what is networking first? So in my opinion, networking is two-way street, which is like I will find I will come to people who have same interests with me. I find an opportunity to get approached to people who have same interest with me. At the same time, I have to improve my competence, my skill, my knowledge, so that people will stay in my network, and also they want and people when they recognize my ability and capacity, they will come to me and join my network. So it is kind of two-way street. You come to people and people come to you. So
Wow. You define your networking in your dictionary. Wonderful.
that is what I think about networking. So I think it's quite a strategic way to tell interviewer. So I told them about what, in my opinion, what the networking is, and then I use an example of my networking to persuade them that I use that definition, that strategy to improve my networking. So I told them about like when I just graduated, and I tried to meet with like professor and people who also worked in NGO. So I try to connect with professors in the US, and luckily they invited. They assessed my motivation letter, because I tried to write a motivation letter which show my passion and my passion and my ambition to join the network and to join the conference that they were going to organize. And then they invited me to the conference, and in this at that conference I try to keep contact with the teachers and the professors and the student in the university, which is University of Oregon in the United States, and I still keep contact with them, and the network has helped me a lot in my work when I need their consultancies.
Oh wow! Thanks for sharing. So it's like it's really like you make it become like your personal story, and you make people touched by what is
Yeah,
your best
like
self and
I
what
use
your
all of my efforts,
yeah right.
try to connect with the world.
Yeah,
And
and this what you share. Like I just feel like you just was like outside of the box. You just like answer differently. You okay? This is networking. What I think about networking is not like because of the dictionary telling networking like that, but I think networking is like that, and I do networking and I have example like that. So it's just so like outside the box, and it's really critical, really creative, and really your best self. So yeah, my friend, you just learn from them. You just like that. You just think about what you think, and give your example to persuade the people about what you think. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, of course,
What else do you think? Any
we
other?
should use the example that we have
Yeah.
to persuade people.
So I remember last time our friend also share like we don't underestimate the little things. So anything we have done in life, some point, think about the values of that and the thing we can learn from that. It's probably very valuable, and just put it in and use it, connect with the point like networking or leadership and pursue the people. What else about like university you chose it before, and did you choose another university because we have like three options, right? So
Yeah, actually I chose university in a very strategic way.
oh
So
that's a bad thing.
I look at the world ranking no, actually I try to find a university. I look at the ranking of the not the university of the course.
Oh
So I want to study in the area of development studies. So I went to the world ranking website, and I found the ranking of the university of the institute or the university in that area. So development study rank number one is University of Sussex, and number two is University of Manchester. And I apply for two university,
oh
Sussex and in Manchester. But Manchester is ranked. Oh no, sorry. Manchester is ranked the third one.
yeah.
The second one is one of the university in the US. So yeah, so when I was accepted by the two university, of course I will choose the one that ranked the first.
Wow, and you just got it. I think it's beautiful because that's also one of the things that I think like I was not really uh, be like critical enough. I just like oh Annie is okay.
But because I have my sister who study in Sussex, and she has guided me a lot. So my advice is, if you really want to be successful in Chevening scholarship, you should try to get approached to alumni. They have a lot of knowledge about
Like
how
you
to
now, right?
how
Like that's
to
what
choose university and how to be successful.
yeah, that's what we're trying to share now, and I believe that with your time today. Our friend gonna learn a lot, and if they have any more like further question, be great for me if you have time. They reach out to you and you can have them. Yeah, yeah, you have that. Or yeah, the next one. This is the beautiful thing about university, and what else in the streaming that they ask? Leadership, networking.
The plan.
Oh yeah, the future plan. Wow, that is
Wow, that
curious about that.
I had to think a lot about that question, but my advice for you is you should write in your motivation very clearly about your plan, which is a feasible plan.
Oh,
Or,
you have
or
you have really like
can
make
be
it
it
clear.
can be it can be ambitious plan, but then you have to write the step how you will achieve it.
Okay.
But you don't have to write a clear plan that I will do this way, do this that way, because we don't study yet, we don't know. But we have to like I will have like step first. I will do this, then I think so, and it
I
must be
believe it's so
clear.
true. Yeah, I believe it's very important because at the end of the day, like, why do you choose me? Why do you want achievement? What are you gonna have for your life? Does it gonna change you, or I just tell you stay in Vietnam? So they really want to know, like, what achievement gonna contribute to your dream, and what is your vision, and what are the
Mm.
steps that you can make it happen, and achievement, where achievement gonna be in the picture that you have. So I think that's crucial. That's why this one is the first question. I think, what is your future plan, right? Is it on?
I think networking, leadership, and future plan are equally important.
Yes, community. And at the last time we talked with that, and we share like actually everything in leadership or networking is like really enhance for the vision that you have in your life because it's like a part of yourself. So as you share, I think everything you have shared is actually really make us see like your vision. You can share maybe a bit more. If you can share, what is your next 2 years or 3 years? What is that?
Really share what I'm going to do. Well, actually I really want to come back and
You really
and
want,
work.
but you don't, and you're not going to?
No, 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 I really want to come back and I want to apply what I learned from here in
Yeah.
the short time, like in 5 year, in 3 year plan. I want to apply what I learned from here to my work. I still want to work for NGOs and INGO in Vietnam for development projects, and I want to apply what I learned to my work in longer term. It's quite technical, but I have seen that the monitoring and evaluation system for projects in Vietnam haven't been done rigorously. So I want to contribute to improve that areas in Vietnam.
Yeah, yes. I think that's the beautiful thing of Chevening because they want us to bring everything we learn and to contribute to the country. Otherwise, Vietnam will never change if everyone will go and will never come back.
And one more thing I did say in my plan is, but I don't know if you publish it, but if you publish it and then I said that project managers and project officers in NGO that I have worked with, they don't have formal education about like development areas, so they don't really know the theories. They don't really know the like the development practice in other countries, so they don't really like understand and can contribute really effectively into the project implementation.
Yeah, I think it's so true. It doesn't matter because we need to give our be critical to develop and improve. And I believe that if people don't really have chance to get the education system outside of Vietnam, they seem to be in that situation like not doesn't really know why it happened. They just like it happened.
Yeah,
They don't really know what is
right,
the theory,
right.
why it happened, and why they do it?
or like they will apply what is done in very developed country into Vietnam, and they do not consider the history context or cultural context,
Right.
which are very important for project implementation.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I think nothing wrong to share, because we need to each other to develop. Otherwise, if you don't tell me, and then how can I develop? So that's good sharing, and we need people who be really like giving constructive feedback and going by Vietnam and change and create a great system for consultancy or for development. Uh, for one, the last that maybe you're going to have to leave. Do you have any like thing that you think make you so standing out compared to all the other candidates? Let's say like what is the thing that you think like, oh, that is the reason why I think I got chosen, something like that.
I think they see the leadership potential in myself. They see that I have clear plan, and they see that from my working experience, I understood clearly what I could contribute to Vietnam, and they know that I know what I want to be in the future. So I think that be yourself, and know what you want as very important.
Okay, so I just think like actually I don't think the question is relevant to us, because you already told us everything, and all the things that you share, I just got here like more than 9 big ideas.
It's quite hard to assess myself, but I think they was impressed by my leadership and networking potential and my clear
Yeah,
future.
that's all the things that you share is so relevant, and I just ask it like, well, because I think like it's obvious that everyone can see that you already have clear vision what you want to do, and everything you want to do is really contribute to Vietnam. That's so crucial, and that is one of the Cheveners mission, right? So they really want to contribute to Vietnam and relationship between Vietnam and UK, and you will have potential, or actually you are leader, but you just say potential. and
Not yet leader.
you
I
know
hope
what you need to do, and you have your own thinking.
you are really leader. You really contribute back to like people who want to apply for
Oh, thank
Cheveners.
you. And if we don't have you, and nothing happens, right? So it's like whatever networking is a good time. Yeah. So I think like we also have question about why shooting and why the UK, and you just share also beautiful thing about UK shooting, and also they asking like what did you post at that time, or maybe you can share with people now more about like why should they come to the UK to make them feel like very motivated. What do you think? What would be the thing that you never heard before, and then you just know when you go to the UK? Oh, I try to put the best.
Okay, so the thing that in the UK that make me surprised, you mean? Okay, let's see. um, I think first, I don't know if you feel it is special, but to me, I think UK really has very outstanding education system, and it offers students to study in multicultural learning environments, and I feel I really benefit from the learning environment here. In my class, we have 25 people from all over the world: Africa, America, Asia, um, South Asia. I mean, everywhere in the world. And when we have discussions about any topic, we have so many experience from different country, different areas, and from there we learn a lot. We learned how the context is important in implementing any project and in governing any situation. and we learn a lot from each other. I think we learn from the professors a lot, but at the same time we learn from other students a lot as well, because here people come from many different countries. And other than that, we also learn from their culture. So in my class, we organize a presentation on culture from each country every 2 weeks, and we learned a lot about the culture. And yeah.
Totally agree, because as you mentioned that not only the profession, because nobody is smarter than one of us. So I believe like if you learn from everyone, it's like even more than, because, and also there's a lot of Cheveners, they also really like care, and they have a lot of knowledge and expertise in the other areas. So that's a beautiful thing, my friend. So if you put anything like about why come to UK, you can talk about, really emphasize, you can learn a lot from all people from all over the
Yeah,
world.
so we can say one word is diversity.
Yeah, as you mentioned at the beginning, diversity. Okay, so I think I have two more questions, but really short. Like, how did you prepare your application? Do you think that something we should notice when you prepare for the application?
Hmm.
And what about the certification of English or something like that? Because also some friends ask about that, and I believe it's a matter of study. And so, what is your advice?
I think in terms of application motivation application motivation letter and English is the least important. It's not. You just need to meet the minimum requirement.
Right.
And the most important is, I think, motivation letter. Motivation letter is where you can show your ability, your future potential leader, and your future career plans. So they know everything about you in your motivation letter. And for application, read the question very carefully, because I have a friend who's didn't read the question very carefully, and then when people say when the question asks to calculate the number of working hours per week, she said per month, then she calculated in the basis of per month, which is different, so that she failed, her application fails. So read the question very carefully and review it like I think 4 times.
Totally agree, because I think like we really need to that's what the professor here maybe also share, that they said like we also encourage people to be critical in detail and in literature, so like literature is also critical, and I think it's one of the things that I would need to do all the time about, like we like really read the question carefully, because I remember I answered wrongly because I didn't read it
Meet
carefully.
requirement.
And thanks to the revision, I came back and said, "Oh, I didn't even notice." Yeah, so very important. And also about the motivation letter, I think that's where we can put all the vision and all the networking, leadership, and everything by like to create a big picture about us. And what about the interview? Oh yeah, that is the last question maybe. What is the advice for the interview? Yeah.
Well, the advice that I think all people will give you is good preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Like people say, fail to prepare. It's cool. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, like people don't fail, don't plan to fail,
fail
but
to
they fail to plan.
prepare to fail. Yeah,
Yeah,
fail to prepare to fail.
yeah, that's true. That's very
So
nice thought.
So normally the interview outcome will be announced, I think, 1 month before the actual interview. So you should prepare very carefully.
So how did you
And
prepare? Yeah, how did you prepare?
like we can go to many websites, and we can see some of the questions that people often ask during the interview. Of course, they will ask more questions based on what you say, but you can find some basic question, and then you prepare more from that, and then you read your application again, read your motivation letter again, and try to prepare very carefully. And then the second advice is come early. Come to the interview when you really early, and so that you will not be like panicked or so worried during the interview. And during the interview, try to be yourself, to be clear in your answer. And one thing is answer to the point. You shouldn't like say something really lengthy, but it doesn't answer the question. So try to listen carefully to the question, and you have to make sure that you answer the question.
Yeah. I believe that that's one of the things like happen a lot in Vietnam, and in my case still happening sometimes. That is just like going around and
Exactly.
You don't answer my question. That's a lot of time my friends say, you still not answer my question. So just take
To the point, clear.
to the point,
To the point,
because
clear.
that is really about, I think, European, or I would say Western culture. They just get to the point and answer and make it and give example and just
Exactly.
support that.
So you try to answer this way. You answer the question, your main idea, your argument, and then give your example, your own example, and then connect your example with your argument, your main idea that you. For example, you say that I'm a very good leader. Then you have to show why. I have example like this, and then you have to link why this example show that I'm a leader.
Yeah, it's like what are the criteria of a leader? So, for example, like last time our friends share like being like really committed to the mission of the organization, and the other like inspire other people. So that's like some of the thing of a leader, and then you connect. So what is
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. There's any other thing that you noticed that you thought that you would have done differently in the interview? Because normally we always thought like, oh, I could have done one thing. What do you think?
Of course, nobody is satisfied with the interview. But let me recall the memories.
Yeah, but anyway, you got the scholarship, so it's amazing, So, yeah. What would I think?
I think for the first question, I was a little bit nervous.
All right. So then why you get over the nervousness?
I don't know, but when when I started sharing, I feel no, I was not nervous. I don't know. I got patient again, and it was funny that during the interview, sometimes I got really emotional.
What do you mean by that?
Emotional, like I'm so, I was so, no, how do I say that? I was so, like so it was very, it was
so engaged with your story and
very sensitive to say here, but I told them about the situation. Oh, in the question, they say, what is the challenge of Vietnam? Was you asked that question? Yeah. Yeah, so they asked me what are the challenges that Vietnam faced. Then I told them a lot of like sad things that I observed in Vietnam about environment, about lack of freedom of expression and speech, etc. And I was so sad.
I think
Yeah, and then the interviewer say, but I think Vietnam will change,
okay.
and
I think it's powerful, yeah. Because
he said that he is
you truly feel it. That people you cannot lie your emotions. So sometimes we can, but that's what people want to see because they want to see you truly really feel it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the interviewer would think that I really wanted to make changes, and I'm very ambitious about my plan.
Yeah. Wow, totally. I think they made a great choice and they really glad about that. And I believe that a lot of things in Vietnam will be changed and you will be the one who contribute. So, want to get back another time if any friend would like to ask other questions?
Yeah,
Because then
yeah.
we had to go. And can you just like say something, the one sentence or something like that to our friends who still thinking about applying or not, or who are applying? Yeah. Can I
Uh,
motivate them? Just get in again and do it.
I really encourage you to apply for Chevening scholarship because it is a life-changing opportunity and it will give you a lot of opportunity that you cannot expect. So go for it.
Thank you. And then I have here like a lot of big ideas, and as always I try to get like nice big ideas, and I believe if I can just say 3, because normally people cannot remember everything but then could not apply everything. But I have here like even like 15, and I would say like all our friends sharing over and over again, and it's about clear vision and ambition and about going to make a contribution to Vietnam in your own country, in our case like Vietnam, and also think outside of the box and be your best self and just tell your stories
Yeah.
and make people like believe in your stories and believe that you're going to make your plan come true, and learn from everyone, learn from the people who have experienced before.
Thanks for watching, my friend, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, which I can share with you more tools, techniques and strategies to develop our life together to achieve goals in life. Most importantly, give it a try all the things that I shared with you and share with us what are your strategies to success. And totally download this guide, One Page Achiever, to plan your day, to priorities what you need to do, to focus on the outcomes, the purpose in life, to do things that matter to your life. One Page Achiever. If you have been using it, great, keep using it. And I cannot wait to see you until the next video. Non-stop loving, living and giving every moment of life. Love you.